Imagine you're part of a hunter-gatherer group moving from Asia to North America across the Bering Strait when a giant hairy man-ape walks past you in search of food and more territory. I'm Andrew Stonerock, and welcome to Legends Untold. So today we're talking about the Ohio Grassman. We're talking about the Grassman and some variants here in Ohio, some Bigfoot variants. Super cool. As you guys probably know, I absolutely love Bigfoot. I hope Bigfoot's a real thing. I'm skeptical about it, but I hope that someday we can find something that will come across as Bigfoot. But anyways, go grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and come hang out as we dive in to this Ohio legend. During the last ice age, roughly 30,000 to 15,000 years ago, the Earth was gripped by glacial expanses that lowered sea levels worldwide. One extraordinary consequence was the exposure of a massive land bridge known as Beringia, connecting Siberia and Asia to what is now Alaska. The land bridge wasn't simply a cold, barren wasteland. Instead, it was a complex environment, a sprawling expanse of tundra, river valleys, and forests that supported a variety of animals and plants. It was along this corridor that ancestors of Native Americans crossed over into the New World. Traditional science recognizes that these early humans brought with them a suite of animals that hunted mammoths, mastodons, and caribou. But some researchers and cryptozoologists speculate that other mammals may have traveled this route as well, possibly including gigantic bipedal primates related to the extinct Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus was the largest ape known to have ever lived, standing up to 10 foot tall and weighing over 1,000 pounds, roaming parts of Asia until around 100,000 years ago. While no fossils of such creature have been found in North America, the lack of evidence could be due to poor preservation conditions, glaciation, and vastness of wilderness areas still unexplored. This theory suggests that possibly these massive hairy beings migrated alongside or slightly after humans, establishing populations in forests of the New World unseen but remembered. Long before the arrival of Europeans, Native American tribes from coast to coast passed down stories of these hairy giants living in the wilderness. These legends are remarkably consistent despite vast geographic distances and diverse cultures. The Coast Salish people of the Pacific Northwest speak of the Sasquatch, a towering hairy man-like creature who dwells deep in the dense forests and mountains of what is now British Columbia. The word Sasquatch itself is derived from this term. The Hoopa and Yurok tribes, also in the Pacific Northwest, tell of the Oma, a large forest giant who leaves enormous footprints and commands a supernatural presence. The Cherokee people of the Appalachian region recount tales of the Sukaloo, sometimes called the slant-eyed giant, known for its immense strength and forest-dwelling habits. The Iroquois Confederacy, centered around New York and the Great Lakes, tell of stone giants, hairy and sometimes cannibalistic, with skin as hard as stone. Across the Midwest, including Ohio, the Shawnee and other tribes told of large hairy men wandering the forests, guardians of the land, and a mysterious creature not fully understood. The Lakota Sioux speak of the Chiatanka, or Big Elder Brother, a powerful hairy giant respected as a protector of nature. In the southeast, the Choctaw tell of the Champy, a tall, hairy creature with a pungent odor, rarely seen but often feared. Far to the north, Alaska's Dene people tell of the Nantianak, an aggressive hairy giant believed responsible for driving residents of Portlock into the mid-20th century. We have a video on Portlock. It's before I appeared on camera. It was one of my more documentary style things when that's what I wanted to do. Go check it out. It is actually the best performing video on this channel with over 12k views. So it's incredibly wild to me. It's one of the earliest. It's also the best performing. Go check it out. It's worth checking out. It's not monetized, which is weird enough because unfortunately I had copyright music in it, but oh well, you know, what can you do? So it's a cool story nonetheless. Go check that out. These stories span thousands of years, hinting at deep cultural memory, perhaps even direct encounters with these beings. They described a consistent image, tall, bipedal, covered in hair, and behaviors ranging from shy and reclusive to territorial and aggressive. When European settlers began expanding in North America, they encountered landscapes steeped in these stories. Many settlers, hunters, and explorers recorded accounts of strange phenomena. Large humanoid footprints too big for any known animal, strange guttural noises echoing through the woods at night, glimpses of tall, hairy figures behind trees. By the early 1900s, newspapers and hunting journals in places like Ohio began publishing reports of these unexplained occurrences. While the stories were often dismissed or attributed to folklore, the persistence of eyewitness accounts grew. Ohio has emerged as a unique hotspot for Bigfoot-type cryptids, with its own regional figure, the Grassman. Unlike the more famous Pacific Northwest Sasquatch, the Grassman is deeply entwined in Ohio's forests, wetlands, and cultural history. The name Grassman comes from its supposed habitat of building nests of beds of grass, reeds, and branches, similar to known behaviors reported in other Bigfoot sightings. Descriptions are remarkably consistent. Height ranges from 6 to 9 foot tall, covered in dark brown or black shaggy hair, possesses large, broad feet, sometimes over 16 inches long, occasionally reported with 3 toes rather than 5. Reported to have long arms and move with surprising speed and agility. Behavioral traits include being nocturnal or crepuscular, active during dawn, dusk, or nighttime, building nests or resting place often near water sources and dense forests of Hocking Hills and Wayne National Forest. Generally shy, avoiding humans but occasionally watching silently from the shadows, and territorial when threatened, or during mating season, with vocalizations ranging from deep growls to high-pitched screams. Early 20th century hunting and trapping reports mention large human-like footprints and strange noises in the woods. The 1970s saw a surge of Grassman sightings in Hocking Hills, with multiple independent witnesses describing a massive hairy figure moving swiftly through the trees. One of the most detailed and widely discussed encounters occurred in 1995 at Wayne National Forest, where a group of campers reported seeing a large, hairy creature leaving enormous 3-toed footprints. They described a strong, musky odor and a deep, resonant roar as it vanished. Farmers have occasionally reported missing chickens or livestock with strange wounds, which some locals attribute to the Grassman, although no direct evidence links the creature to these incidents. In addition to the Grassman, Ohio has reports of another cryptid, the Minerva Monster, centered around Minerva and Carroll County. Often described as similar in size to the Grassman but with reddish or orange hair. Sightings tend to describe a more aggressive and brazen creature, sometimes wandering near roads and private properties. Known for threats towards pets and livestock, the debate among cryptozoologists and locals whether the Minerva Monster is a distinct species or regional variant of the Grassman, or perhaps a misidentified animal. The Ohio Grassman Research Organization and other local groups continue to collect reports, analyze footprint casts, and maintain detailed archives. Despite decades of sightings, no conclusive physical evidence such as bones, hair, or DNA has been found. Skeptics often point to the presence of black bears in Ohio as a more plausible explanation for many Grassman sightings. Black bears, once nearly wiped out in Ohio, have been making a comeback since the 1990s due to conservation efforts. They are found primarily in southwestern and southern regions of the state, including Hocking Hills and Wayne National Forest. When standing on their hind legs, adult black bears can reach 5 to 7 feet tall, sometimes more in large males. Their dark fur, bulky frames, and bipedal posture, especially in low light from a distance, can easily be mistaken for large, hairy humanoids. However, black bears have distinct features that differ from Grassman descriptions. Bears have pronounced snouts, shorter necks, and a different gait. Witnesses describe the Grassman as moving upright with human-like strides and limbs. Believers argue that while some sightings may be misidentifications of bears, the consistency of footprints, vocalizations, and behavior suggests something more mysterious still roams Ohio's forests. Another cryptid, sometimes mentioned among Ohio's Bigfoot lore, is the Stoneish Giant, a lesser known but intriguing figure made popular largely through the show Mountain Monsters. While their version is theatrical and heavily dramatized, it draws inspiration from the real regional folklore. The Stoneish Giant is said to haunt Appalachian foothills of eastern and southern Ohio, particularly in the remote ridges and old mining territories. Reported traits include a massive upright creature similar to Bigfoot or the Grassman, but supposedly more aggressive. Described as being covered in dark, matted hair with what appears to be hardened rock-like skin, giving rise to its name. Witnesses say it sometimes carries large stones or boulders, behavior occasionally reported in classic Bigfoot lore from other regions. Unlike the shy and elusive Grassman, the Stoneish Giant is rumored to be hostile, territorial, and even capable of injuring or chasing off intruders. While these descriptions may be far-fetched, they echo Native American tales of stone-skinned giants from various tribes in the Northeast and Great Lakes regions, being impervious to arrows and spears, banished or destroyed by tribal heroes. Whether the Stoneish Giant is a distinct cryptid, a regional take on the Grassman, or just modern evolution of those ancient tales is unclear, but it reflects the Appalachian folklore, often exaggerates or intensifies shared archetypes to create local legends with their own flavor. The forests of Ohio are old, older than the towns and roads carved into them, and in those forests, legends persist. From the ancient migrations over the Bering Strait to tribal myths of giant forest dwellers to modern sightings and footprints, the story of America's hairy giants is as tangled as the underbrush where they supposedly live. Maybe the Grassman is a flesh and blood creature yet to be discovered. Maybe it's the ghost of Gigantopithecus, or maybe it's a reflection of something even deeper. Our collective memory of a time where humans weren't the only upright beings watching the tree lines. Whatever the truth, the story remains, and they keep us looking. Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew, and this has been Legends Untold. Let me know down below what you think of the Ohio Grassman. I absolutely love it. Ohio is one of the top rated spots for Bigfoot sightings. We're like number 3 or 4 according to like the National Bigfoot database. We're up there. The only ones that beat us are like Washington State, California, Florida, and then it's Ohio. So yeah, we're like number 4. Pretty cool being that high up on the list. I absolutely love it. I love Bigfoot. Side note, I mentioned the Shawnee earlier. There's actually a special connection between myself and the Shawnee. I had said before, I am not Native American at all. I have European blood, besides that 1% from India. Wherever that came from, I don't know. But my great-grandfather, Berlin Stone Rock on my father's side, was buried. He used to go to powwows. He was like a full member of the tribe, the Shawnee tribe down in Southwest Ohio. Like we used to go to like Indian village all the time. There was powwows. There was always like dancing and stuff like that. And he was like buried in full like Indian garb, complete with the headdress. He was like pretty high up there with them. So it was pretty cool. I am not Native American at all, but I'm curious as to how he even got involved. Like I don't even know if my father knows how great grandpa got involved in all that, but it is what it is. So there we go. Just wanted to throw that out there since I mentioned the Shawnee. Pretty cool. Anyways, guys, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you think. If you want to support the channel, grab yourself a t-shirt or something from the merch shop down below. You can always buy me an energy drink from the PayPal link up above. Anyways, thank you so much for catching the show, and I will see you tomorrow for another upload. See you guys later.
Before
When European settlers began expanding in North America, they encountered landscape. When European settlers began expanding into northern, when European settlers began expanding, despite descriptions are remarkably consistent, where a group of campers reported seeing a large, hairy creature leaving enormous three-toed footprints. Farmers have occasionally reported missing chickens or livestock with strange wounds. The Ohio Grassman Research Organization and other local groups continue to collect, analyze, and holy crap, dude, I cannot talk today. And it doesn't help that we got insanely loud traffic outside today.